Peace. Peace. Hey, yo, know your path, be the master. Know your path and be the master. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Indra Ali, also known as S. Ali Myers. And I probably should have did a little video letting y'all know I changed my name instead of changing it. I had people contact me saying that they didn't know I changed my name. I noticed my subscriber count was dropping, which is fine. But I think a lot of people thought they were subscribed to someone else. Just know that this is me, S. Ali Myers, but now I go by Indra Ali. Call me Indra or Ali, it doesn't matter. I'd like to welcome everyone that's live watching this. It is Monday, November the 8th, about 10:03 a.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on a playback, I'd like to welcome you as well. I know every time I do these lives and people watch the playback, they actually think they're watching it live. You are not watching it live if you're not able to chat, in real time. So if you see the comment section, just know you're watching a playback. So this topic ties right in line with the last topic. I want to say about 8 days ago, last Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. And that video was entitled "End of Humanity." So if you're watching this on a playback, I suggest that you watch that video first. End of Humanity. Just go to my YouTube channel, and it's the first one. It should say Spiritual and Occult Wisdom. End of Humanity goes right in line with this video. Now, if you're on a path of mastery, which I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you either want to grow spiritually, or you're on the path to mastery. You want to be your own master, your own guru. So if you're on this path, then there's many different types of distractions right now. It's 2021. We're going into 2022. There are a myriad of distractions. Now, if you're a human and you're living a human existence, then everything's cool in your reality. You probably think all this is normal. Everything is Gucci, as the young people say. So if you're living a knuckle dragon life, a regular human existence, you're comfortable being on the shallow, you know what I'm saying? That this video is not for you. And to be honest, my teachings are probably not for you. But if you're on the path to mastery, you want to be your own master. You don't want to look at another man or woman and say, I bow to you. Please lead me to the guiding light. If you want to take full responsibility for your spiritual path, then this video is for you. Now, I entitle it Distraction Level Events. Distraction Level Events. And on your path to mastery, there are a myriad of distractions. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 distinct distractions that you can identify. And also at the end, I'm going to share a tip in order for you to get over the obstacles of distractions and not have it thwart you on your spiritual path, on your spiritual journey. So if that's cool, rock with me. Let's do it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my moderator, Janae. Definitely put out your information so the family can rock with you. Before I begin this as well, just want to let you know, for people who have been asking, I am doing the Spiritual Biz Accelerator, the 4-week course online where I teach you everything I've done in order to put myself as an authority in spirituality. In that workshop, I teach you in an ethical manner from taking your spiritual gifts from point A to point B and doing it in an ethical way, making an impact on humanity. This isn't some salesy, you just want to manipulate people. No, if you really have a true gift, or you have a true mission, or feel like you have a calling, I lay out all the information in the 4 weeks to let you know how to go about setting up your website, how to go about attracting customers, how to go about putting your message out there, etc., etc. And the key word is in an ethical way. In an ethical way. So if you rock with my energy and you're in position where you want to start or grow your spiritual business, go to spiritualbizaccelerator.com. Make sure, as always, read the information and register today if it resonates with you. Now, I do only take a limited amount of students to make it hands-on, and I will also probably tomorrow or the next day do a Q&A just strictly talking about the Spiritual Biz workshop. So I don't want to spend an extensive amount of time talking about it now, but I do want to put it out there because I know people on my YouTube have been asking about it. So back to this topic. Distractions, distraction level event, the things that will distract you from getting to spiritual mastery, from you being your own master. Three distinct things. Like I said, at the end, I will share a tip to help you not have these distractions mess you up like it's messing up a lot of people. So first off, let me briefly describe distraction to you. If you look at distraction, there's two main words. There's dis and there's traction. So dis is obviously without, causing you not to be able to go. And traction literally means the ability to move forward. If you wear out your tread on your tires on your whip, you're going to have a difficult time going forward. If you live in the Midwest, I'm in Ohio, 513. Shout out to everybody in the Cincinnati area, in the Dayton area. If you live in Ohio, or if you live somewhere where there's cold, when it gets snow on the ground, if your tires aren't optimal, you're not going to be able to move. Your traction is not there. So when you do not have traction, it's very difficult to move forward. So distractions are just as it is. They prevent you or make it difficult for you to move forward. Simple definition. Hopefully y'all get it. So what are some of the major distractions that we have right now that make it difficult for you to go down the path to mastery? The first one I'm going to cover are people. People. Just the people you know. Whenever you're making a commitment to grow spiritually, whenever you're making a commitment to better yourself, improve yourself, a lot of people talk like you're crazy. A lot of people look at you and be like, what are you doing? Because most people don't have any desire to change and improve themselves. They look at you like you're crazy when you do it, you know? And if you come from a religious background, if a lot of your people are still stuck in religion or practice a religious practice or whatever, when you tell them that you're not being with the church anymore, you're into spirituality, crystals, meditating, having an altar, which obviously they have an altar at their church. But when you tell your family this, what do? They look at you like you're crazy. When you share the information to them, they be like, hey, yo, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, what does that have to do with Jesus? You know, if you have a significant other and you share with that individual that I'm doing X, Y, Z because I want to take more of a spiritual path, if they're stuck in religion, they're going to look down on you and shun you as well. So people, just the people you know, the people you think would support you are the same people that will hold you back. For anyone that's done any sort of spiritual business or entrepreneurship, you know that most of your clients are not your family and friends. When you open up that boutique, or you started making soaps and oils, or you open up a metaphysical shop and started selling crystals, it wasn't the family and friends that supported you. You might have had a couple. And if you have more than that, you're in a privileged position. Cherish those people around you. But for most of us, our family and friends do not support our efforts. I'm of the part where people did support me. Moms and family and friends, they did support what I do or whatever. So, but I know other people didn't have that support system. So the people, friends, family, co-workers, when you are consciously on a path of mastery, of improving yourself spiritually, those are usually the first people that kind of throw shade at you. You feel me? So the first distraction on the path are people. Yeah, and if you look at it, that's why a lot of us, we respect our privacy. We like to be alone. We love solitude. You know, being alone, solitude is one of the prerequisites for enlightenment, for God realization, is being by yourself. If you're by yourself and you feel alone, that's a problem. I'm going to say that again so it don't go over your head. If you feel alone when you by yourself, then that's a problem. In my opinion, if you're grown, you should never be bored and you should never be lonely. That's just my opinion. So simply put, people are the first line of distractions on your path to mastery. Okay. Then with that, where are most people at nowadays? Where are most people at nowadays, yo? Social media. So the second distraction is social media. Most of you wake up and the first thing you do is grab this damn phone and scroll social media. Now, if your bills are paid, you're growing spiritually, you're gaining light and all that stuff, then by all means, wake up and let that be the first thing you do. But the problem is, in my opinion, that's not the first thing you do. That's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and the last thing you do. So at the end of the day, you have consumed content of other people. That's all you're doing. You're viewing other people's lives. And I made a statement the other day offline that jealousy is at an all-time high. Envy is at an all-time high. Why? Because you're looking at the lives of other people who are portraying themselves in a certain light. They only share things that they want you to see. They're not sharing the things that is real life. They're using filters, they're using angles, and they're using backgrounds where they're making you assume that they're living a certain way. But when you meet these people and know these people, you're like, man, I don't even know you, yo. You paint yourself like this high philosophical, spiritual being, but you just like the rest of these Negroes in the inbox trying to holler at women and stuff like that. You're doing secular things that we would consider non-spiritual and non-righteous people to do. But because you're spending most of your time on social media, and once again, if you're happy and content with your life, then pay me no mind. Don't watch this video. But if you're on a path of mastery, if you're on a path of becoming your own God, if you're on a path of being your own master, if you're on a path of starting your business or working on goals, then a distraction on the path is social media. And like I said, people are on social media. So the second distraction, and I've been saying it for a while, honestly, I've been saying it for probably about 10 years now, because I've seen the way social media was going to be used. And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, most people do not use social media. Social media uses them. Most people do not use social media. Social media is using them. So the second big distraction, as far as preventing you or making it difficult for you to attain certain level of mastery, is social media. Okay, the third one, the third big distractor on the spiritual path to mastery, the third thing, current events. Current events. Right now, there's someone, I don't even want to say his name, but he's big in current event right now. Everybody's focused on him. It deals with the number 8. They're tying it to other things. And people are fixated on this event that they're not going to do anything about it. When Ferguson happened some years ago, people tweeted about it on social media. Back to people, social media, and current events all tying together. If you don't see the common thread. But people were talking about Ferguson. Man, we need to go down there and do this. We need to stop letting them do this. All this rhetoric being spewed out on the keyboard, never left the crib. Hell, they could have lived in Missouri, but still wouldn't go to Ferguson. But it's easier to talk about what needs to be done as opposed to doing it. Most people use all their time talking about, my brother, we need to do this. My brother, we need to do that. And I'm not knocking that. But if you're still talking about the same thing for 10 years, 15 years, then you have to evaluate that for yourself. I want no part of it. When I came into this spirituality, I didn't fall victim for what they call the conscious community. Because I seen the think tank and I seen the nut hugging and all that different weirdo stuff that people in my generation, it wasn't cool. So I recognized that as a black eye in the conscious community. And I bring that up to say the same things they were talking about then are the same things they're talking about now. And most people have not improved themselves physically, spiritually, emotionally. They don't have any better relationships and haven't improved themselves financially. So all these 15 years, 10 years, or however long you're talking about, all they're doing is this. And it's usually revolving around current events. Look what they're doing in China. Look what Biden's doing. Trump did this. Travis did this. Joe did this. Marianne did this. People using social media to talk about current events that have nothing to do with your light and your spiritual growth. Now, if you feel a certain way, if this is hitting you and you're triggered, And you're like, okay, but I do, then that's fine. Do you. But if we fast forward 5 years and you haven't grown anything, if you haven't learned anything, if you haven't worked on yourself and grew, then you know why. Because you have too much energy focused on these distractions, which are preventing you from moving forward. Once again, people, social media, and current events. All three of these, most of y'all are focused on them hard body, and you're not focused on your work. Now, how do you know if this is being a detriment to your life? Very simple. Are you growing spiritually? Are you growing mentally? Are you growing emotionally? And are you improving physically? If you can answer yes to all those things, then social media, other people, and focusing on current events may not be detrimental on your path. But if you've been talking about writing that book for 2 years, starting that business for the past year or so, talking about doing more meditation, and then you're allowing all these distractions to play a part in your life, then you have nobody to blame but yourself. Know your path, be the master. Not know social media, not know what Ali's doing, not know what Joe is doing on Facebook. All these people that don't care about you, you're putting all this energy into them. And you know they don't care about you. But the truth of the matter is, it's easier for you to focus and live vicariously through someone else than it is to deal with your own stink. Because once you work on yourself, you're going to uncover all the things that you don't like about yourself. Spiritual growth and spiritual mastery is difficult at first. It's very challenging, then it gets easier. But at first, it's difficult to work on yourself, to gain self-awareness. Self-awareness means you're very aware of yourself. And everyone doesn't have a beautiful life where you're looking at yourself and looking and evaluating and be like, you know what? I'm A1. You feel me? I'm in tip-top shape. I'm A1. Most people, when they evaluate themselves and increase their self-awareness, you're going to discover and realize things about yourself that you don't like. And that's beautiful, because if you don't like it, you can improve on it. Remember, we improve on the things that we can improve on, and the things we can't improve on, we wash our hands with it and try to be at peace with it. Work on the things you can improve on, and the things you can't improve on, wash your hands, let it be. You feel me? So the way that you eliminate these distractions, I'm going to give you a tip. I'm not telling you to get off social media, stop talking to people, and don't watch the news or current. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just sharing my perspective. But what I recommend, if these things are preventing you from advancing on your mastery, this is one tip that I'm going to recommend. Do something productive before you do something distracting. Do something productive before you do something distracting. So what this looks like is, instead of waking up and just scrolling on your phone, literally wake up and do something that's going to move the needle physically, spiritually, emotionally, or it's dealing with your purpose, your business, or whatever. Do something. I don't care what the hell it is. Reading a book, drinking water, doing 10 pull-ups. Do something productive for your mind, body, and soul before you put your energy into other people's lives. It's a very simple thing you can do. But let me know after a week who's doing it. Because mostly we got 90 people watching this live. We'll have thousands of people watch the playback. Most of the people are just going to listen to this, like the video, say, brother, that was deep, teach, brother, all these different things, cheering me on, and I don't need your cheering. Cheer yourself on. Write yourself a message saying, that's deep, brother, let's go. I don't need it. And I'm not saying out of ego or cockiness. I'm saying I don't need it. Give it to yourself. Motivate yourself. Send yourself a message. Right now, you're on there liking people's videos. Like your video, like your posts, like your message. When you love yourself and you respect yourself, you will love yourself more. And you're lacking it. That's why you're focused on other people. You know what I mean? And I'll be playing y'all if I didn't keep it funky with you. So once again, do something productive before you do something distracting. Do something that's going to elevate you mentally, physically, or spiritually before you go do something that's going to distract you. After you do something productive, then go about living your everyday life. But what you'll notice is you're going to feel better when you take more time for yourself. If I really tell y'all everything I do in the morning, you wouldn't believe me. If I told y'all my routine, my morning ritual, before I even go to the gym, you probably wouldn't believe me. But the way I feel is at 10 o'clock right now, I'm on here talking to y'all on YouTube. Hopefully, I'm inspiring you. Hopefully, I'm giving you something that feels empowering that you can use. And I can honestly go play golf or go relax for the rest of the day because I've accomplished enough. You feel me? But I still have things I have to do because I have goals and ambitions that I'm working on. Also have the fourth book that's my main focus. And the third book, Alter Magic Manual, a lot of you pre-ordered it. I promise you it will be shipping out in January. I'm also going to put the link back up so you can get a pre-copy or order a pre-copy of that. But work on yourself, yo. Focus on you. Don't focus on these people that don't give a damn about you. You know, they don't care. All they care is like they have a new follower. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everyone, but most of the people you're looking up to, they don't care. They care nothing about you. You feel what I'm saying? So it's my will that this message resonates with you. I am going to I'm going to look in the chat, see if I have any questions or anything popping off. Also, make sure to connect with me on Instagram, Indra.Ali, the number 9. Indra.Ali, the number 9. Also, go into the description of this video and you'll see it as well. But what up, y'all? What up, everybody on here? Do I have any questions or anything? Anything questions or anything, yo? What up, Nikki Love? Nikki Love in the building. Yes, I would definitely share my morning routine probably sooner than later. But just know I'm doing things that's benefit me mentally, physically, and spiritually. You know, mentally, physically, and spiritually. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be my particular ritual or what I do every AM. You want to find something that works for you. Like you may do, like say you might be into martial arts. I'm not doing martial arts, but say that you do martial arts and that's something that you do first thing in the morning. Or I used to do a lot of running. I stopped running. I love running, but it didn't sit well with my body. I'm in my 40s and that runner's knee that's real, yo. I absolutely love running though, but it's not worth it as far as the taxing on the body. But you may be a runner, you know what I'm saying? So you want to find a ritual or routine that works for you. Um, I love the book The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. Check that out. He gives some great tips and great things. He's big on motivation and mastery, but also tying science with it. So he gives you a lot of scientific data that coincides with the same thing that he's preaching or teaching or whatever. Yeah, I see somebody says same message and stuff. My apologies if I'm repeating myself. But they said that you need to hear things often for it to sink in. So if you already got the message, then you may not even want to watch the video or whatever. But this is for people who are still stuck and aren't getting the message. I have no problems. When I first started YouTube, if you go back, yo, you'll see that I really very rarely repeated myself because I was like, man, that doesn't. You can go back and watch videos, so I'm gonna repeat myself. But then after I kept getting the same questions and the same concerns, I realized I wasn't repeating myself enough. So my apologies if you've been rocking with me for a while and you hear me repeating myself. But you know, my thing is, if once you get to a certain level, you shouldn't be, in my opinion, once you get to a certain level, you shouldn't be consuming the same content. You're going to get to a point where I'm not challenging you enough or I'm not sharing enough light for you. You've evolved past my teachers, and that's fine. Then at that point, you either move on to someone else or You do what I'm suggesting. Stop listening to all these people, you know what I'm saying, and listen to yourself. My ultimate goal for humanity is for them to follow their spirit because they realize that they're God realized and they don't need any person. You are your master, you are your guru, but you have to get to the point where you feel confident in order to act that way. Right now, you probably don't feel that way. Not saying the person saying that, but just people in general. Yeah, but exactly, Candace. Um, okay, I want to ask if you got a question that pertains to a lot of people. That's what I'm really looking for. Okay, if you're at the job and you feel like the job is a distraction, I highly recommend you start a side hustle, a side business, something that's going to create some sort of funds eventually. You also want to follow your passion. You not your passion per se, but something you feel called towards. I from a young child, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just knew it. That's the first thoughts of what you want to be that I always remember was I wanted to work for myself. I never wanted to work for anyone else. I don't I tell you all the time, I'm not money motivated, I'm freedom motivated. So I rather make $1 million working for myself than 10 million working for someone else. I can clearly say that with pure conscience. You know, what Dave Chappelle did, what Kyrie Irving's doing, I would have no problems doing that. If I felt that I was best suited or best served somewhere else, I wouldn't just do something for money. You feel me? So when you're at your job, you want to find something that gives you some sort of energy. Like when I was working at my 9 to 5, which wasn't 9 to 5, but I retired from driving a semi truck. I still have my CDLs to this day. And if I had to work, that's what I would do is drive a truck. I absolutely love driving trucks, semi trucks. And when I was there, I had no problems with coming home and working on my business, writing articles. In fact, when I wrote Deity Linkage Manual, which is a #1 bestseller many times over, I was on vacation, on a break from work at the time, but I still had a 9 to 5 job. But I created a book that have sold thousands of copies international while working. You hear people all the time while they're working, still doing their side business, side hustle, or doing something on the side. Investing is big nowadays. But that's why I recommend if you're on your job, what energy are you putting towards your ultimate goals or your ultimate ambitions? If you're not working on anything outside your job, then don't be upset where you're not accomplishing anything because you're all focused on your job. I day trade every day. I just got finished trade. I made a one trade today. AT&T, a day trade, got in and I got out, broke even. So I day trade every day. Uh, okay, what up, Joshua? I ain't even read this, but I'm assuming it's going to be something nice. Is it wrong to take a step back to work on yourself and further master your gifts? Would it be better to just improve along the way? This is in regard to spiritual business, mastering life. It's going to be different for everyone, but if you feel like you need to pull back and work on yourself, I'm always a proponent of working on yourself. You cannot serve others if you haven't worked on yourself. You know what I mean? The book that I'm working on is a culmination of my evolution. To be honest, I've had an idea for this book probably about 3 years. But even at that time, if I started writing that book, the book that I'm working on now, Spiritual Mastery Manual, if I started working on it, my consciousness and my energy wasn't to the point where it needed to be in order to get it done. I'm fully there right now. I have to get this book out because it's going to help so many people. A lot of people are confused on their path and don't know what the hell to do. This book, for a nominal amount, is going to help solve that problem. It's going to bridge the gap between confusion and confidence. You feel me? So I said that to say, if you feel like you need to work on yourself because it's going to benefit the people you're serving in your business, and if you feel like that you're not at a point right now where you're able to help others the way you need to be, then I would highly suggest that you step back. But you can also work, dial it down on a business, maybe do something differently while you work on yourself. In fact, even while you're doing your business, you want to continue to work on yourself. I think it's one of the 7 habits of highly successful people is sharpen your soul, if I'm not mistaken. I read a lot of books, read a lot of different things, but I'm pretty sure sharpen your soul is the seventh law or the seventh thing in um, habits of highly effective people. And all that means is continually to grow, continuing to learn. If you look at when you work at a job, say you work you're a manager at a specific corporation, you may go back and have to get recertified every year, or you may have to go take 25 hours of class in every quarter or something like that. But your employer will make you go back and learn more so you can be a better employee. You feel me? And I'm not one of those cats that knock employees and working or whatever, but I know a lot of people aren't built for working. I am unemployable that long way. You feel me? I'm not equipped to work for anyone at this point. So if you're a person like that, then you have to know exactly what your purpose is, your life's task, as Robert Greene stated in the book Mastery. You want to know something that either a purpose or life's task that's going to help other people, and while you do that, you'll be compensated for doing such. Just look up that wild child. Look up the different areas in feng shui. That'll answer your question. I don't want to spend time speaking of that. Okay, so I don't see any other question that pertain to this topic. Remember, if you are interested in learning how to start and grow your spiritual business, make sure to go to spiritualbizaccelerator.com. I want to say 7 slots left. Could only take a maximum of 10 people. I like to keep that small and intimate. Also, stepped up his accelerator program. So we have another webcast. We're doing a movie metaphysical breakdown. So I'm introducing new webcasts. That's where you're gonna get self-paced courses and stuff like that. A community of like-minded, so much in that program. And like I said, the first of the year, I'm definitely raising the price. Spiritualaccelerator.com. That's where to go if you want to work with me in a more intimate setting. These are fine, these lives and stuff, but on our webcast, you're able to interact with me in real time. Like I can't think of any better service that I can offer where I allow myself to work with people one-on-one in real time. If you know what I'm saying. So I don't like overselling it. I just like sending people to spiritualaccelerator.com. If it resonates with you, sign up. Also, I offer a money back guarantee. So if you go there and you like, man, this is whack, I don't want to deal with this, happily give your money back. In 4 years of doing it, I've never had to give a refund. At this point, it's hours of fresh new content, hours of self-paced courses, people from all walks of life, all throughout the country that join the webcast. In my opinion, I'm over delivering. So if it's something that resonates with you, make sure to go to spiritualaccelerator.com. And always L9shop.com, the number 9shop.com. That's still the online metaphysical store. And that's where you go if you want ancestor money, exclusive items. I have customized talismans on there. Me and my partner, we have all kinds of stuff to help you on your spiritual path. So go to L9shop.com, the number 9shop.com. And lastly, put on the pinned comments. Make sure to connect with me on Instagram. Going to start sharing even more fresh content there. Indra.ali, the number 9 on Instagram. So make sure to keep the rock with me there. Once again, I don't see any other question. I appreciate your super chat, Joshua and Atten. Did you have a question, Atten? But I appreciate your contribution. Did you have a question? Okay, I don't see a question. I don't see a question. What up, Shanika? Peace to the God. I will see you Wednesday. That's the next webcast. Okay, y'all. So I don't see a question from that individual. So until next time, know your path, be the master. Know your path and be the master. Indra signing out. Peace.